Farengar. I think I found someone who can help you with your dragon project. Go ahead and fill him in with all the details.
So the Jarl thinks you can be of use to me. Oh yes, he must be referring to my research into the dragons. Yes, I could use someone to fetch something for me. Well, when I say fetch, I really mean delve into a dangerous ruin in search of an ancient stone tablet that may or may not actually be there. Straight to the point, eh? No need for tedious hows and whys. I like that. Leave those details to your betters, am I right? I, learned of a certain stone tablet said to be housed in Bleak Falls Barrow. A dragon stone, said to contain a map of dragon burial sites. Go to Bleak Falls Barrow, find this tablet, no doubt interred in the main chamber, and bring it to me. Simplicity itself. Off to Bleak Falls Barrow with you. The Jarl is not a patient.
Fight this dragon, or dragons. We need it quickly, before it's too late.
Of course, Jarl Balgroof. You seem to have found me an able assistant. I'm sure he will prove most useful.
Succeed at this, and you'll be rewarded. Whiterun will be in your debt.
Okay, what is up, everybody? I am Nosgard Silverclaw, here to bring you another episode of Skyrim's main quest. Now, right there is a little tricky for me to try and get all the storyline on screen, because for whatever reason they are coded with a Yolgruth and his mage will start talking at the exact same time. Don't know why that is. Oh, and in case I didn't mention this before, I use fast travel. This guide will be a lot longer, and a lot of filler that we don't need if I run everywhere. So yes, I do take shortcuts to places I've already shown you when possible. As to the loading screens, I'm not doing any editing in this particular walkthrough. At least I don't plan on it, because I want people to know, if there's no editing, then you can be sure. I didn't break the rules of this walkthrough. I don't want anyone thinking that I actually did buy stuff in a shop. Everything you see is what I went through. So yeah. I went ahead and put in a mod, though, that gives a lot more loading screen flavor text, so you guys have something to read during them, because when I'm running fraps, they seem to take a little longer than normal. But still, it's only about 5-10 seconds at most, so not a huge deal. There it goes. Alright, so we came back to Riverwood because Bleak Falls Barrow is a lot easier to get to from Riverwood. It's considerably closer to where we're trying to go than, say, Whiterun or the Whiterun Stable, which would be the two locations that we were just at. Now, in this episode, it's going to be a lot more action-packed. I think you're going to have a lot more fun with this one, because I'm going to be able to show off a few different tricks of the trade that I've picked up over a lot of playtime in this game. For a start, you take the left road, you can get to Bleak Falls Barrow right up this hill. There's a few minor enemies on the way. There is a guaranteed spawn of a wolf coming up. It will be here every time you make this run the first time. And I got a little lucky here and got the flasher kill. Love when that happens. Maybe it's just me, but I am an aesthetically driven person. I really like it when I get to see a flash little kill like that. And yeah, I do that a little bit in this video where I hit the wrong hotkey. I recently adjusted my hotkeys because I didn't like the way they were before. And of course now I'm having a little trouble remembering the new setup, and I keep wanting to go back to the old setup, but that's not important. Alright, up ahead here, if you're on the left, you can see a little tower there. That is not required. I'm going to clear it out because you have to pass it for where we're going. But you could technically go take the long way around it, completely skip this. Now right here I'm showing again that if you get too close, an enemy will detect you. But a human enemy, if you freeze up, will go back to hidden status. Which makes it pretty easy to get the exact range you can be at if you want to take a cheap shot at him, like so. I put a few arrows in him, soften him up before the main fight, and look at that, level 2. She goes down easy. After a couple free hits on her, she doesn't have much left. I pillaged a steel sword off her body here, because I'm using an Imperial sword, it's slightly better, and I can't use shops or upgrades, so I gotta take what I can get. Now that sneaky bastard was actually blending into the rock pretty good, so I passed him on my first run. Second one by, cook him, stick him. I actually didn't do the perfect, I should have hit him with more fire, but he goes down easy enough. Get a hunting bow here. I take it because, again, it's slightly better. Marginal difference, but you take what you can get. Now, I know from experience there's one more enemy in this tower. However, if you didn't know that, if you're in an area you haven't been to before, you see that there at the bottom? That's the indication. If you keep low, move slow, a lot of the enemies will talk to themselves or other enemies nearby, giving you a heads up of what's ahead before you get there. This one can't get that sneak attack on him. Once I round the corner, I'm too close, but I figure put a cheap arrow in him anyway, and put some licks in him. He goes down pretty easy as well. Even in heavy armor, he's still just a basic bandit. Up top, you're going to find a chest. It has randomized loot based on your level. In my case, I'm going to get some gold that I'm not going to use. I might buy a house eventually, but I'm not even sure I really need to, given I don't have anything to store. I'm wasting my mana here to show you something that you probably know, but you might not. When you level up, take a level, you pick your stat increase, you get all your mana back. Same goes for health and stamina. That can be used very effectively in the heat of battle as a last-ditch effort to save your life, and definitely worth keeping in mind. I don't recommend holding on to your levels too long, because then you get like 2 or 3 of them stacking up, and you're forced to take them all at once. I say just, you could use it, but again, definitely don't want to load up too many levels at once. I like to try and save till I'm about halfway to the next level, approximately, then use it, if I'm going to do that. And here we are, Bleak Falls Barrow. Now up here, there are some enemies, so I'm going to drop in the sneak mode. I like to try and get, as you can see, my sneak's pretty low as a Nord, and I'm not wearing Muffle, that makes sneak much more effective. It's a shoe enchantment, so they pick up on my presence pretty quickly, even at night when I have better ability to hide. But freeze up, and they're generally not going to see you again. That shot I just made is a little hard, but not impossible. You just got to lead a little bit. Reason I take that shot is because I know there's archers up there, and I'd rather lure the melee down here and fight them in a more stable environment before I have to engage all of his little buddies too. He goes down easy enough. Few sneak attacks really do make a difference. It's always good to start a battle with a little trickery if you can. And you see what I did there? It went by kind of quick. It'll happen a few more times during this recording, but essentially, if an enemy is about to hit you with the bow, a lot of the time if you use a power attack on them, it'll actually stagger them out of the bow strike and it'll save you a hit. Now right there, that's a trick that I'm going to be using in the future as well. If you think a fight is done, but you're not 100% sure, just drop in the sneak mode. If you got that big eyeball, there's still somebody here that wants to kill you. You can then look up and use your mini-map up in the top middle, to locate the little red dot, and there it is. He could have shot me in the back if I had just kept walking, assuming I was done. That's why I like to check. Again, a little flame on him, and put a sword through his chest. I like that one. I do roll the body for arrows, because dead enemies are pretty much my only source of arrows, given I can't buy any under the rules. So, about right here I realized that I forgot to do something important that I'd like to do at the beginning of every video. Not switching out my equipment. I just waited till now to switch in the bow and the sword that I got, because on the off chance you did not get up to a steel weapon yet from the bandits we fought so far, by now you should have. You've killed 4 or 5 people with swords and 3 people with bows. You've almost surely got a hunting bow and a steel sword by now, so you can go ahead and upgrade from Imperial if you're playing under my same conditions. But that's what I was talking about. I want to show I am on Master still. I did not disable it between videos. Now let's head into the barrow proper. Again, I apologize if I still sound stuffy. My cold is beginning to break, but it just hasn't quite left me yet. But I think within a couple days I'll be tip-top again. Now here I'm just avoiding the light because it's not going to affect you in this particular instance, but it's a good habit to be in. I tried to get close enough to give you guys an indication of what they were talking about. And I have absolutely no idea how that missed, but whatever. Second shot hits her. Soften her up. Put a little fire on her, take her down quick. That way it's only a one-on-one. I have no idea how that first shot missed, though. It looked like a clean hit to me, but whatever. Here we get a little cinematic view of me roasting the poor bastard. And level 2. There we go. Go ahead and take that now since I don't have any immediate danger I'll need to save for. I went ahead and put 1 point into Arms Master and into Novice Destruction because given that that is going to be a large part of my damage output, I want to try and get that as high as I can, as quickly as I can. It'll go a long way in making sure that I can take out enemies before I'm overwhelmed. Even the odds is an important part of what I need to be doing if I want to survive, especially given I have light armor and I'm not using a shield. I do recommend you check all these little urns. It is kind of a pain, I know, but they can randomly spawn some potions, which you can never have enough health potions. They can really make or break a lot of fights later on. You can find one there that's scripted, that will always be there. In here, you notice how I'm running towards this guy full speed? That is a bandit. That is an enemy. He can attack you, but for whatever reason, this particular enemy is set to ignore you, unless you physically rush up and attack him, so he can demonstrate the trap up ahead. Here we see Skyrim's idea of puzzles. Generally, they're not too difficult. There might be a few that can stump you for a little bit, but nothing too bad. Here, you can see you got 3 tiles. One of them fell down, that being the middle one. And they have a picture on them. All you gotta do is go to the side, set the picture to what you saw up there, and voila, pull the lever, gate opens. I take a moment here to run upstairs because there is another guaranteed spawn for a health potion up here, and I want all the potions I can get. You never know when you're going to need to chug 5 or 6 of them. Also a skill book here. For the book Thief, it is always there. It raises your pickpocketing. I don't plan on pickpocketing with this character, but I figured what the hell, go ahead and pick it up anyway. Heading down here, as you can see, you get ambushed by a couple skeevers. Giant rats. What next? What next indeed. Skeevers are not difficult. I could beat these things with my bare hand. However, they can disease you. That's what you want to watch out for. You want to try and avoid getting hit with them too much, because every time they hit you, you can get diseased. Okay, right here I pick up a weak paralysis potion and a scroll of fireball.
Is someone coming? Is that you, Heartbeat?
Again, those are always there. That skeleton's kind of nifty, because you can actually cast the Reanimate Dead conjuration spell on it and have a little buddy to help you fight the spider here. However, I've got a better way to fight the spider. Here I'm just using the paralysis poison to show you the spiders are weak to this. You can see it froze up there and then fell down before resuming its attacks, but look how much damage I'm doing. That thing is kicking my ass. This spider is way tougher than you are on this difficulty. However, you have one very strong advantage, and that is your environment. He made his web in an area that is actually smaller than he can squeeze himself out of from the doorway. By taking advantage of this fact, you can actually use the door as a fallback point to injure the spider in safety. I do try and dart in occasionally, get a few burns on him, but going toe-to-toe with this, you're going to burn every potion you have. He will severely hurt you. And notice there that he actually does have a range attack. It does poison damage over time, and it hurts a lot. That's why I get behind the pillar there. Break his line of sight, Heal up and get back into the fray once you know you're safe. Patience is very important for your survival here. Keep in mind, the enemies have an advantage. You're not overpowered on this difficulty. Dodge the hit there. Try and dodge those when you can. They hurt a lot. But again, you are at the disadvantage here. You have all these tools, sure, you have bows and swords and magic. They have a lot more damage than you. Especially if you're not going to be crafting to make up for that fact. I checked the urns here in the hopes of finding some more health potions. I'll need them, and lucky me, I do get one. I'll be quiet for a minute here.
You did it. You killed it. Now, yes, the claw. I know how it works. The claw, the markings, the door in the Hall of Stories. I know how they all fit together. Help me down and I'll show you. You won't believe the power the Nords have hidden there.
That sounds like a plan to me.
Sweet breath of arcane.
You want to help me out? Let's cut him down. There we go.
It's coming loose. I can feel it.
Alright, buddy, let's do this.
You fool. Never should have come here.
Now it's on. You can catch this guy a lot easier than I am. Trust me, you can kill him even on this difficulty before he gets this far and turns to fight. But I choose not to. I figured I wanted to show you that he actually will fight you if you chase him too far. But you notice how he died there really, really fast? His HP wasn't depleted. I think he just scripted to die, like, really easy. I don't know what the trick is there. Anyway, here we go. This is where it gets fun. I've dropped down into sneak mode because, you see here this Draugr? Draugrs are essentially undead Nords. Yeah, don't mind that. I hit the wrong button. My apologies. See how Draugrs are undead Nords, essentially. That one you could search, so he's not going to get up. Draugrs have a nasty habit of pretending to be dead. But some of them are actually only sleeping. Now, skeletons are not going to get up. They don't know that trick. Only the Draugrs. Now, the thing is, I have very low sneak, alright? This one here is asleep. He's not dead. The screen's juddering because I'm actually tapping the button very gently, taking tiny little baby steps forward because he will wake up if I try and walk. Not run. If I walk up to him, he's gonna wake up at my low sneak. But, by baby stepping it, you can actually get a few good hits in before he gets up. However, once the fight starts. Now everybody wants a piece of me. There's one there, and there's one coming in from the left. So what I'm gonna do is manipulate their own traps against him. See that? Both Draugrs dead. I barely had to touch them. Whew, almost clipped myself there. That would have been fatal if I had hit that. That kind of thing right there is the secret to surviving against large odds when you don't have a lot of the overpowered gear that you could have if you, I'm not going to say sequence break because you're not required to do the main quest first, but if you simply were using things like crafting, you'd be a lot more prepared. Since I'm not, I have to use their own tricks against them. Here, this Restless Draugr is pretty tough. He's about a level 5 to 8 monster, and he will kick my ass. He also knows magic. That's why, again, I try and lure him into the trap. Doesn't work this time. He's a little clever. So instead, we trade some magic for a while, and that hurts. That's what I said. You get a level in mid-battle, don't hesitate to use it. It will save your life. I think about Armed Master, but I decide, since I'm using power attacks to break their power attacks, and their magic, and you see he stopped casting a spell when he was hit with a power attack, I decide doing more of those quicker and requiring less stamina so I can do them more often is more valuable to me than doing a little more damage per physical hit with the sword. That's why I took that one. Again, I'm going to show you a trick here. You catch that? You can set off pressure plates with a well-placed arrow. That can come in handy in the right circumstances. Keep that in mind. If you see an opportunity to use it, feel free to. It's a very effective way to take out an enemy without great risk to yourself. Again, here I see that we have some Draugr that are sleeping, so I try and sneak up on one. Now, from right here, I could hit the thing. Instead, I get greedy and get closer. That's the thing. Even if you're using that baby step method, it'll only get you at the maximum range you can hit them from. So even then, you can't get any closer until your sneak is higher. Here I'm fighting 2-on-1. They're starting to hurt, so I decide, time it, that hurts, but watch. Done. Use their own traps against them. If you know the environment, a lot of this game can be manipulated to make your fights much easier. I probably could have taken those Draugrs, but I did it the safe way. They're both dead. Admittedly, I almost died. That was my fault. I timed my run through the blaze poorly, and it hurt. But Draugrs are not smart. They will run through their own booby traps. Up here you find the chest with randomized loot in it. Pretty simple to pick it open. Nothing too interesting for me. You might find something better. You could, by the way, search all these dead bodies on the walls. They sometimes have gold, gems, potions. I decided I don't want to make this video take too long. Now, note that jar up there. I took a moment to look at it to show you it's there. This isn't necessary right now. In other scenarios, that can be a very useful thing to know about. I'm going to show you how it works regardless. Wake up the sleeping Draugr. He's going to run forward at me. Here I'm pretty much just toying with him. Cut the rope. Down goes the fire. In goes the Draugr to the fire. And you see how quickly he died before I hit him? That hit probably would have killed him anyway, but because he was standing in the fire, he took a lot of damage from the oil trap. You can see it again here. And you can also see me hitting the wrong button, because I gotta remember bow's now on 5 and not 3. Just taking a peek, make sure I don't see anybody else that's gonna try and jump in the fray. Now he's waking up, so I shoot him, knock down the pot, and let the trap do my job for me. Now, all the noise we made in that fight woke up a few more Draugr. So there, I put an arrow over there to try and hurry him up. And you see how he caught on fire? It didn't quite kill him because he was, came in at the very end of the burn trap. However, it did put a little extra damage on him, which will help. Now here, that dragon's starting to kick my ass, but luckily I outlast him. That's why I've been taking all my points into HP so far. I want to have enough damage, well, rather I want to be able to receive enough damage that I can outlast the enemies at least a little longer than I can with a flat 100 HP. So here, let's just heal up while we head forward. And we're going to come to the next little obstacle. This one's really nothing to worry about. Get myself set up for battle. I like to enter all rooms in a stealthy mode because I like to have that advantage of the first hit, as I've said. Now, I backed up here because I actually want to stay out of that torch. Excuse me, a little bit of a hiccup. If I was within that torch, he would have seen me a lot soon. And I hit the tilt key on accident, don't mind that. Notice I hit him with a power smack, and then he's done. The reason I start off with a nice power swing when I can is because that does generally stun light armored enemies, and sometimes heavily armored enemies as well. That stun goes a long way with a follow-up attack, especially with a fast weapon such as a sword. And while we got a moment, there's not going to be any combat for the next 45 or so seconds, so I was wondering. I'm using a sword currently. I'm trained in all 3 of the one-handed weapon types. Would you all like to see something else? If you want me to use axes or maces, post a comment in the video below and let me know. Oh, that scroll of fireball here? I've never not had that appear in that chest, so definitely pick that up. It'll be useful later. Here, I know the Draugr down there. Again, rule 1 of this walkthrough, know the environment. Know what you're getting into. I choose the battleground. I get a free hit on her, and I want to fight her up here under my terms, so I bring her up here, and I cut her throat open with a nice little spinny sword kill. Always delightful. The more damage you can do before they close the distance, the better. That will definitely help you make the fight a little shorter, which equals to less damage you're taking. Down here, if you go down, you can loot the skeleton in the chest here. I don't really bother with the skeleton. All he's gonna have is some bone meal, maybe a little gold. And I get a potion of haggling. Nothing I care about, so I just leave it in there. Just unnecessary weight, in my case. Here I get a little spun around, so I have to think, wait, know the environment again. I shot the the enemy from that platform up there. So if I see which direction the platform is going, I can use that to triangulate which way I need to be going. And here we go. Onward we are. Alright. Up here, this part is hard, especially on Master. The enemy here is going to always be considered a boss level enemy. In my case, that means he's going to be level 5 or above, and I'm only level 2 or 3 now. He hurts. The Restless Draugr is not a tier 1 opponent. I put a few arrows in him which aren't even the sneak attack didn't do jack to that guy. And now here I'm trying to use the environment to my advantage. He's getting a little close, so I smack him with my racial abilities. That's called Flee. It's supposed to make enemies flee, however, I wanted to demonstrate here, it does not work on the undead. They are not afraid of you. The Nord racial, and it's of no point here. It, well, doesn't do anything for me. This guy, again, hurts. He's got more range than me because he's using a two-handed weapon, so I'm trying to stun him where I can, but ooh, close one. I pause combat here for a moment, catch my breath, you know, calm down because that scared the piss out of me, and then I get back in there. Again, I'm doing a lot of backing up here, a lot of burning back up because he's out of my league. But it's okay though, because I got him. That guy killed me my first time trying to record this, so I had to re-record it. Was kind of pissed. Anyway, we're going to stop here because we've been going for about 30 minutes now. The rest of Bleak Falls Barrow will be in the next video, which I will be uploading probably tomorrow. That's the plan anyway. So, when we next meet up, we're going to be behind the door that you're going to see in just a moment. And we'll pick it up from there. And I get lucky get it with this cold potion, that could come in handy. Anyway, I'm Nosgard Silverclaw. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all next time, when we'll finish Bleak Falls Barrow. Have a good one, everyone. And I like bunny hopping.